Hi there, welcome to Let's Talk IT Careers. This is episode 28, entitled Public Speaking Smile Power. My name is Tim Werner. I want to begin by talking about somebody named Victoria Osteen. I'm just going to let her YouTube video play on the screen here. And I don't know how I stumbled across this public speaker. She's a religious leader of some type in the States. I don't watch these types of videos habitually, but I was struck by her stage presence, in particular her use of smiling. What I'd like to recommend that you do is listen to a few of her lectures on YouTube with the audio turned off. And the reason is because, again, I want you to focus on her stage presence. Look at what she's doing. She's very physical. She's using her hands, her whole body to do gesturing. And she's using smiles a lot. And that's why I was struck by her performance on stage. Now, on one hand, yes, she's projecting. She's over-exaggerating, because she's speaking to an enormous crowd, as you can see. I don't know how many thousands of people attend her lectures. So she obviously has to exaggerate. And honestly, I don't know this woman. I know nothing about her. I don't know if her smiles are put on or genuine, but they come across as genuine. And you might find that you're tempted to smile yourself when you're observing a speaker like Victoria Osteen. So obviously, my thesis for this episode is the importance of smiling when you're giving a public presentation. Because I presume you're an adult, and I know as an adult educator, the key question is, what's in it for you? Why should you do this? I find that in my experience, I don't believe yours will be any different, that when you integrate smiling in your public speaking, you're projecting a positive and powerful presence. Wow, that's a lot of alliteration there. Say that 5 times quickly. But I found that I feel better when I'm intentionally smiling periodically. Not necessarily in a goofy way, although sometimes I'll over-exaggerate a smile for a laugh. But I feel better. And again, I can't point to a scientific article, but I believe that your brain releases chemicals when you smile and are happy. Smiles are infectious. How many times have you found yourself smiling almost despite yourself if you're out and about and a stranger just happens to give you an unsolicited smile? I feel that way, and I found that this smiling not only is infectious and improves the mood of the group, but it will also solidify your bond with your audience. How can you go about adding smiling, especially if you deal with stage fright or public speaking anxiety? I have some tips for you. 1, keep at the forefront of your mind that you're smiling both for yourself as well as your audience. And if you do believe what I mentioned on the previous slide, that smiling releases brain chemicals that make you feel better, you know that by smiling, you're going to reduce that flood of anxiety that's going on in your body and brain. You'll feel more comfortable, more in command of yourself, and therefore, by extension, more in command of your subject matter. Speaking of subject matter, as a reminder, remain passionate and engaged with your content. If you're presenting on material that you genuinely enjoy, it's a lot easier to smile and loosen up. And that's my third and final suggestion for you today, to limber up physically and mentally. Before I give a presentation, I always, wherever possible, visit the site and go up to the podium and actually walk around. Of course, before I speak, if I'm in private, I will physically do some stretching, limber up physically and mentally, such that by the time you reach the podium, you're looser. And by being looser, that doesn't mean that you're letting go of your content and being less effective. In my experience, it's just the opposite. Let those natural smiles come out and let that flood of positive neurotransmitter chemicals happen in your audience and you, and learn and teach and have a great time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, my name is Tim Werner. You can find me on Twitter. My handle is TechTrainerTim, and I post about 7 or 8 tech links a day. My teaching in Microsoft Azure and other information technologies can be found through my personal website, techtrainertim.com, and also my work, which is pluralsight.com. So with that, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to check out this episode. I look forward to hearing your feedback and your experiences with smiling at the podium. Take good care.